liberal because, well, you are, but that's okay. I will still talk to you, you know?
But you also got to remember, like the Black Caucus, they did not want to participate at all with George Bush or now Donald Trump. Now, this has gone back for years. This has happened for years. They did it with George H.W. Bush. They did it with Ronald Reagan. They did not participate. And they're telling our young people that they shouldn't participate with Republicans. And what is it doing? It's keeping them out of the market. It's doing the exact opposite of what they say they want.
On line one is Joanne. Joanne, what is your way of dealing with the liberals?
Hi, this is Joanne. Yes, thank you for a good show. I'm enjoying it. I just wanted to say a coworker of mine just said this to me yesterday, that they were scared, and they had voted for Trump, but they said they were more scared of, Hillary having gotten in. So that's one idea. But mostly what I find with people is they are listening to the mainstream media, and I try to tell them, get on Twitter, go to other sites, go even have Donald Trump on Twitter and all the, deplorables that are on Twitter, and get another angle, because the news is totally, lying, slanted, and I really think causing these fears.
Okay. And so telling them at least try to get involved a little bit to see what's actually going on our side.
Yeah, listen to other sources rather than mainstream media, basically.
Yeah. I have to sit there. You tell them to get on with Twitter. I still do not tweet or whatever you call it. I don't I don't do that. It's just when it comes to electronics, well, I still etch little triangles into clay tablets and
well, talk to Gary when he comes back, because he promotes it a lot on the show. I actually found him through Twitter, but because I'm in New York, I'm on upstate New York, I wouldn't be listening to a Michigan station,
Wow.
if it weren't for that. So that's how much it introduces you to other, areas and people. But he even says that he sees things on there way before they're even announced on the mainstream media, and you don't get the slant.
Hey, Joanne, since you're calling from New York, you may not know this. Phil and I have a regular show on Sunday nights called Moment of Clarity at 6 o'clock Eastern Time, so that'll be the same time as New York.
And what's it called? I'm sorry.
Moment of Clarity?
Okay, so it's on Wham. That's what I'm listening
on.
Yep,
it's Wham at 6 o'clock.
Yep.
I will look for it. Thank you.
All right. You have a blessed day, and thank you for calling.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I'm finding that a lot of the ideas are similar,
mm-hmm.
but with just enough differences that you can build on this.
Mm-hmm.
Getting them more involved to get their sources from more than one source. The last 8 years, I absolutely could not stand Rachel Maddow, and I have to watch how I say her name. I just have to. I'll say that much. I have to watch how I say her name.
Yes, I know exactly.
Rachel Maddow. I'm not a big fan of Chris either. Him and his tingly legs. But I would every now and then have to just go see their perspective of the news
mm-hmm.
and figure it out. So I think Joanne's got the right idea. Hey, don't isolate yourself to just one news source. If you're going to build your news source on just one view, is very limited, because we don't have real journalists out there that actually dig in and get the story. Even Walter Cronkite stopped being Walter Cronkite after a while.
Yes, he did.
And he went from being a good journalist to, a talking head eventually. So you can't get your
took sides.
Yeah.
He took
sides. He did. It started out he didn't, but then all of a sudden he was. So we don't find real strong journalism out there anymore. So you have got to go to a number of different sources and know somewhere in the middle you're going to come to the truth if you start going to enough sources.
There was a guy that used to say, check your premises. And that is it. I mean, you have to check. If you say you believe something, then why would you continue doing the same thing when it's proven that it won't work?
Right.
And that's what's going on with the Democrat Party and so many people that are in it.
Here's something where I tell anyone, if someone asks why you believe that, ask yourself these questions. Before you sit there and say, I believe this, ask where you got the idea from.
Mm-hmm.
What support do you have behind that idea?
Mm-hmm.
And can you reasonably articulate your idea?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't know where your idea came from, if you can't sit there and give support to your idea,
mm-hmm.
and you can't articulate your idea, what you're really doing is saying is, I believe in the bumper sticker, and that's all I need to do.
Yeah. And everybody wants to be, I've never been a follower. Everybody wants to be, blaze their own path, at least. Even if they're not leading, they should blaze their own path.
You know, I've said this before. I don't look at politicians as being the savior of this world.
No.
In fact, I think the one thing I can say absolutely with surety that Trump got right in his President Trump got in his inauguration is this: God will save this country. All right. Yeah. And there's things on there that through the campaigns and stuff, I was a Cruz man. I didn't agree with President Trump on.
And I was a Scott Walker fan.
And we still laugh at you for that. So. but there comes a point now. We have him as president. Trump is our president now. We do also have to keep track. If he starts veering off his path, if he starts going in a direction that is opposite of what he said he was going to go, now he's sworn in now.
Yeah.
So now he can't bounce back and forth on statements. You can't wonder where he's coming at on. He's going to have to deliver what he said, or it's going to be your job and my job and radio's job to sit there and say, hey, you're going in the wrong direction. You want to go to the right.
Yeah.
You know?
And see, right now, it's on him. You know, before it was the country that was on the wrong track because Obama had done a number of things and made the government be more in charge of everything. So the whole government was on the wrong track. Right now, it's just Trump. If he takes the country into the direction where the government is taking us on the wrong path, we have got to let him know.
Another thing I need to say, one of the things that I'm glad he did, I mean, he had a busy first day.
Yes, he did.
He also put a freeze on all hiring.
That's it.
And he also put a freeze on any new bureaucratic regulations.
Yeah.
No more regulations. Yeah. Boom, they're done.
Yeah.
He put.
And if you got to get one, you got to drop two.
Yep. And yeah, so it's he's got more done in the first day than Obama did in 8 years.
but that was by design. Yeah. It is the Democrat Party is the party of big government.
Well, as you reminded me, and you did so eloquently this morning, President Obama says, "Hey, don't judge me by my first 100 days. Right. You know, don't put that." We are already seeing that. He's sticking towards a middle American message, and he's still sticking to a smaller government.
Yes,
and so hey,
and we
as
can
long as
we can live very well with that formula.
I'm hearing some light music coming up in the background, so that either means that you're falling in love with me, so we better end this show, or that means that we're coming to the end of the show. You all have a blessed day, and this is Pastor Rick and Phil Stargell. Join us tomorrow night on Moment of Clarity at 6 o'clock.
Remember, there's always tomorrow.